I want to see here. I want to see here. Who's here for Israel here? Raise your hands. Raise your hands. I want you to stand up. If you're stand up, rise for Israel. I'm coming from Jerusalem. I live close to Jerusalem. This is the land that I chose for myself. I wasn't born there. My children, my 3 children, the 3 of them served in the army. So now you know that you're here. We're going to sing together. And one of the things that we do is bringing shalom to the world, because the ideal of Israel is peace. And this is the thing. The ideal of Israel is peace. So we're going to sing Evenu Shalom Aleichem. We're bringing you peace from Israel. It's very simple. It's like this. Evenu Shalom Aleichem. Evenu Shalom Aleichem. Evenu Shalom Aleichem. Evenu Shalom, Shalom, Shalom Aleichem. Stop. You have your flags in your bags. Take them out. Take them out. So again. Evenu Shalom Aleichem. Evenu Shalom Aleichem. Evenu Shalom Aleichem. Evenu Shalom, Shalom, Shalom Aleichem. Evenu Shalom Aleichem. Evenu Shalom Aleichem. Evenu Shalom Aleichem. Evenu Shalom, Shalom, Shalom Aleichem. You may sit down. I'm going to speak with you about something that you already know. But I will do that with you because I need you to be very sharp on this. I need you to be as sharp as possible. I'm very pleased with the Chief Rabbi because he spoke about Chazak ve'ematz. Probably you know that Chazak ve'ematz, Chief Rabbi, is the greetings of Maccabi World Union. We say Maccabim Chazak, and people answer Chazak ve'ematz. Can you try this with me? Maccabim Chazak. So you're now part of the Maccabi family. Welcome. All right. This is the thing we're going to speak about. We're going to speak about the right of the Jewish people in the land of Israel. You know, it's ridiculous to speak about this with you, but I'm going to do it anyways. Because you know that we have a right on the land of Israel. Because you know that if the Temple Mount is not part of what we, the Jewish people, created, Jesus never spoke on the Temple Mount. And you cannot live your faith to be insulted. No one can kidnap your faith. This is the crucial thing. If we, the Jewish people, are not those who have the inheritance on the land of Israel, so who has it? If we are not the natives, who are the natives? This is the crucial thing. And those who don't get this, don't get anything. Now, let's talk about God and His Word. Where does the link between the people of Israel and the land of Israel appear in the Bible? Well, you know, there's so many quotes, but I want you to go with me for some of them, okay? We have in Genesis 15:18, on that day the Lord made a covenant with Abraham and said, to your descendants I give this land from the Wadi of Egypt to the great river, the Euphrates. We have in Genesis 17:7-8, I will establish my everlasting covenant between me and you and your descendants, to be your God and the God of your descendants after you. The whole land of Canaan, where you now reside as a foreigner, I will give as an everlasting possession to you and your descendants after you. I will be their God. In Deuteronomy 1:7, break camp and advance into the hill country of the Amorites. Go to all the neighboring peoples in the Arava, in the mountains, in the western foothills, in the Negev and along the coast, to the land of the Canaanites and to Lebanon, as far as the great river, the Euphrates. In Deuteronomy 11:24, every place where you set your foot will be yours. Your territory will extend from the desert to Lebanon and from the Euphrates River to the Mediterranean Sea. If we go, we're not going to read it here because we don't have the whole day, okay? But you can go and read Numbers 34, 1:12. There's completely explained. But I wanted to speak about Ezekiel because, it's not only Torah, it's also prophets. So I'm not going to read the whole thing, but what's described here in Ezekiel 47, 15, 20 is this thing. This is the map. This is the map. Do you have an idea of the map of Israel? Do you have it in your minds? Do you know it? It's more or less this one. I wanted to use my device, but this is I have too much light, so we cannot see. But besides this thing from Damascus, it's more or less the state of Israel of today. So this is what was described also by the prophets. So this is the land of Israel. So when we talk about the religious rights of the Jewish people on the land of Israel, it's quite simple, quoting my friend Sivan. The Bible is recognized internationally as one of the greatest contributions to the Jewish people, for all the Jewish people to humanity, a legacy to the Western world through Christianity. You were the ones bringing the Bible to the whole Western world. Today, all evangelicals, most Protestants, and Catholics faithful to the decisions of the Second Vatican Council of 1965 believe that the Jewish people are the rightful owners of the land of Israel. So if you're a Christian, you know that. And you know that you have to do something with that. It's beautiful today to feel moved, praising Israel, praising God, okay? But we have to do something. You have to get this. You are being kidnapped of your own decisions as a people. If you are the majority, and you are the majority, 79% of these people, so you should be doing something to stop this madness. How come this beautiful, blessed land is not deeply connected to the land of Israel? Not only that, the thing with the ambassador. How come the relations are not even deeper and deeper? You're responsible on that. You cannot stand, you can stand many times and, okay, let's rise together. But you cannot stand and do nothing. You have to do something because you know this. You know this. You know that the name Eretz Israel, Jerusalem, and other references to the land of Israel appear many, many times in the Hebrew Bible. Jerusalem appears 670 times in the Bible. How many times appears Jerusalem in the Quran? Thank you, thank you. You know it. It's 0, okay? But we're not talking about that. We're talking about us, okay? We're talking about us. This land is the place ordained by God for the establishment of the national Jewish life. This is the land that God gives in heritage to the Jewish people, to the first Jew, Avraham Avinu. This first Jew 4,000 years ago. I come from the city of David, of Solomon. I come from the city which was created to unite north and south. You know that. After 7 years that King David was the king of the south, Yehudah, the north, Israel came and asked him to be a king. And he was 40 years the king of the south and 33 from the north, all of them together. He united the Jewish people. I am coming from that 670 times quoted Jerusalem in our Bible. Jerusalem is the religious, and is the religious, spiritual, political, military capital of the Jewish people in the land of Israel. So, you know what? In terms of our religious rights, you should be the ones defending them, because if you don't, where is Jesus on this? If you don't, where is Jesus on this? I repeat myself, UNESCO decided that Temple Mount is not a Jewish place. Temple Mount. So, if Temple Mount is not Jewish, there was never a Jesus there. Can you stand that? Can you stand that? It's denying your own faith. This is the thing. It's denying your own faith. Now, this is so easy. All peoples have the right of self-determination. The French have France, the Italians, Italy, and so on and so on. How come we, the Jewish people, one of the oldest, perhaps the oldest two, Chinese and us, with a national mind. How come we are not recognized as the people? You know what Abu Mazen said 6 weeks ago? He said that the Jewish people are not the people. We are a religion. We are colonialists in the land of the Palestinians. Okay, are we bananas? Are we crazy here? Are we crazy here? We, the Jewish people, those, and I'm going to the next one, and then the important one, the historical rights. We are not the owners of the land. We are not the natives of the land. When did we become only a religion? We have always been a nation with a religion, with a culture, with traditions. That's what kept us alive 1,700 years since our expulsion in 135, while Betar fell at the last revolt against the Romans by Bar Kokhba and Rabbi Akiva. So what's going on? We are the ones denied something that everybody has, the universal right of all peoples, the right for self-determination. How come the only answer to that is anti-Semitism? No other answer. It's hatred towards the people of God. But this is the important one, guys, because sometimes, although we are religious people, you have to bring the facts. You must bring the facts. And you have to speak about history. Why we, the Jewish people, have historical rights on the land of Israel. Let's work on this on a little, okay? For you to be as sharp as possible on this. Raise hands. Who was in Israel once? Raise hands. Okay? I love you guys. That warms my heart. Those who were not there, try to get there, you know? Try to get there. Because when you walk the streets of Israel, you see with your eyes. You walk with your feet where the archaeological findings are. You will see throughout the length and breadth of the land of Israel the establishment of the national life of the Jewish people. You will see that. You will see the remains of the first temple, of the second temple. You will go to the city of David. You will go to the second temple. You will go and see Metzada, the last way of striving against the Romans. You know, you will be there and you will see, you know, it's impossible to deny the historical presence of the Jewish people for 3,000 years in Israel. So this is crucial. Also, you can also find irrefutable archaeological evidence throughout the length and breadth of the land of Israel of a permanent Jewish presence in the land of Israel of Jews. Of Jews after we lost our sovereignty. You will see that we never left the land. We were persecuted and killed, and all sorts of horrible things happened to the Jewish people, but there were always a remains of the Jewish people there. Always. Always. We never abandon the land because we don't abandon God, because we don't abandon His heritage to us. If you take a look at the map, this is history too, guys. We're not inventing things. Go into the Palestinian propaganda and everything is fabricated, okay? They say that they are the descendants of the Canaanites. It cannot be more laughable, okay? Ridiculous, okay? This is Israel at the time of kings David and Solomon. And if you take a look at the pink, okay? I hope that you can recognize colors, okay? I know some people don't, okay? If you take a look, this is what's pink on the left. That is more or less Israel today, going to Eilat. But take a look how big Israel was during the times of King David and Solomon. So this is history. You cannot refute history. How they dare to deform facts, to create so many lies. And this is the one, if you have a telephone, this next one, just take a picture on this one. On this one. Take a picture on this one. You remember Jacob? Well, before Jacob, you remember what Martin Luther King Jr. said. He said, I have a dream. You know, that was 50 years ago. Well, Jacob had another dream 4,000 years ago. You remember the dream? There was a ladder. And yes, and it says in the Bible, Malachim olim v'yordim bo. Angels go up and down. Point with your finger. Where are the angels? Point with your finger. Where are the angels? Point. Okay? The text says, Malachim, the angels, go up and down. Something's wrong. What should be doing first? If they are up, they should be going down. But the text says, they go up and down. So our sages ask, who are these angels? These are no angels. These are the empires of the world which went up, conquered the land of Israel, and then afterwards, they went down. They collapsed. And these are the Assyrians, Babylonians, the Persians, the Greeks, the Romans, the Byzantines, the Arabs, the Crusaders, the Mamelukes, the Ottomans, even the British. All of them went up and then down. The only people who created in the land of Israel a national capital, Jerusalem, a government, a kingdom, the legislature and judicial court, Sanhedrin judges, the military command, and the spiritual center of worship, the great temple, is and was the Jewish people, we the Jews. The only people who had a national language there, developed a language there, are the Jewish people. Hebrew, Evenu Shalom Aleichem. The only people who designed a code of life there are the Jewish people. That's our Torah, our written and oral Torah. We are the only people who did that. Out of all the empires that I mentioned, we are the only people who did that. That gives us, can you say to me, historical rights? Because we are the native people of the land of Israel. And anybody who says otherwise is simply lying. Thank you. Lying. It's simply lying. We are the native people of the land of Israel. If we speak about our legal rights, that's also important, you know, and you should, as religious people, you should know them. Because we didn't take over the land. We didn't come with arms to take over the land. When the colonial power of the British Empire was there, they decided, through the Balfour Declaration, to give us a homeland. No, give us. Recognize that we were the owners of that homeland. That was the Balfour Declaration, 1917. But then the UN, after the Holocaust, after 1/3 of the Jewish people were murdered, after 6 million people were murdered, after 1.5 million of children were murdered, and in the Nazis' concentration camps, extermination camps, the killings of the Einsatzgruppen throughout the Russian border. After that, 2 years after our people, my people, was brutally murdered as no other people was ever brutally murdered. With this machine of murdering, the UN recognized again that the Jewish people should have their own homeland in their homeland. Take a look at the maps. This was the promise of the British at the Balfour Declaration. How many countries of today you see there? How many you see there of today? 2 countries. One is Israel on the left of the Jordan River. What's in the right of the Jordan River today? No, Jordan. So this was our promise. But this promise was still existing till 1020, even 22, when pop, this would happen. The British said, no. We just made a small mistake. You're going to get only 24% of the land on the left side of the Jordan River. What was our leadership answer, the Jewish answer to that? Okay, all right, we need the land for our people, we take it. All right, although you have taken from us 76% of the land, we said, okay, there will be 2 states. One Palestinian state for the Palestinians, that's Jordan today. Today, Jordan is a Palestinian state. 70% of their inhabitants are Palestinian. And we will have a Jewish state also on Palestine. One Arab state, one Jewish state. But well, after the Holocaust, that wasn't enough for the hungry of the Arab world. So the UN said, okay, Haftet November, 29th of November 1947, up. This is what you're going to get, the white one, the white. What did Ben-Gurion said, the first prime minister of the state of Israel, before that the nation was created, the state was created? He said, yes, okay, we need a place for our Jewish refugees coming from Europe, those who were killed. We need a place. What was the Arab answer? No. It wasn't the kind of no that you said. You said no. No! We don't accept any Jewish presence on the land of Israel. Nothing. The Jewish people have no place in their homeland. And this is the crucial thing why we don't have today a peace arrangement with the Palestinians. This is the reason why the Palestinians, they don't have their own state. While it was offered for 7 times. I'm coming up to that. So this was the result after the first war, the big war, the War of Independence. It was nearly 1 year, it was 10 months war. And what's in the light blue, that was the state of Israel then. And then, after the 6 Days War, in 1967, everything that you see in beige and green was Israel. Now, do you understand that all the Sinai in the south in green was given by Israel to the Egyptians just for peace? Do you understand that we, the Jewish people, that we need peace desperately, and we want peace desperately? We were ready to give oil in the Sinai that we discovered, and we dismantled populations. Do you know that just for having the chance of having peace with Palestinians, we gave Gaza. We gave Gaza, and they're completely independent. You know what was the price for that? Well, 30,000 missiles. That was the price we paid for their independence. We are searching desperately for peace. Desperately for peace. I don't want to see my children again risking their lives for just to live in our homeland. We need peace, and we're searching for that peace. Take a look at Israel. Can you see Israel here? It's difficult, am I right? All the fuss for that small pink area. All the fuss. Have you heard the expression Middle East conflict? It's used all the time to describe what? The conflict between Israel and Palestinians. Are we nuts? Are we nuts? That's the conflict of the Middle East? What about Algeria, Tunisia, Libya, Egypt, Sudan? Sudan in a war, an everyday war. What about Syria with 600,000 people killed? What about Iraq with a never-ending terrorism? What about Iran, the founding homeland of terrorism? We are the Middle East conflict, the small conflict between Jews and Palestinians. That's the thing. The conflict that we want to solve for 70 years, that's the Middle East conflict. So when you hear about the Middle East conflict, please rebel. You say, what are you talking about? Are you talking about all the Arab lands which are going in fire, one against the others? Or are you speaking to me about the Jewish people trying to make peace with the Palestinians? What are you talking about? And these are the things that we should be saying out loud, especially to this government, okay? Guys, why are you mending in something you don't understand? You don't understand. Are you ready to lose the votes of the Christians in South Africa? That should be your voice. That should be your voice. You're going to lose us. You should understand. I want to tell you something. A year ago, I was in Guatemala. I used to be the chief rabbi and the executive director of the Jewish community in Guatemala for 12 years. And then I had an extraordinary relationship with the Christian churches there. Extraordinary. And last year we had a congress in Guatemala with leaders as yourselves, 300 leaders. I asked them what I'm asking you. Are you going to fight the fight? And they stand up and they said, we're going to fight the fight. You know what they did? They went to the Congress and they smashed everything. Hearts. They didn't break anything. They broke hearts, okay? And they said, we need the Christian voice to be heard. And 50 congressmen and women in Guatemala created a Christian caucus. And they went to the president of Guatemala. And they said, Mr. President, you should represent us better. We should be in Jerusalem. We should be in Jerusalem. And you know what happened? 5 weeks ago, Guatemala moved their embassy from Herzliya to Jerusalem, the eternal capital of the Jewish people. The very same Jerusalem that you are part of as Christians. So you have a voice. You have the power. You should believe in yourselves. But you should go and come and do something. If after this meeting, the only thing that you got is inspiration, This is Israel today. We already gave Gaza for peace. 70% of we, the Jewish people, 70% today in the last poll are ready today on lots of concessions in order to reach peace with the Palestinians. They were the ones saying no. They were the ones saying no. We also have effective existential rights. Remember that in the last survey in 1847, the first survey on Jerusalem, okay, this is 170 years ago, the vast majority of the population in Jerusalem were Jewish. So it's not that we're newcomers in the land, okay? And since the return through nationalism of the Jewish people in 1882, we have built the same country Mr. Ambassador was speaking about, this extraordinary country which brings so much light to the nations. You know Isaiah, okay? Or Lagoim, so much light to the nations. This is what we need. We need peace. We need peace. And we want peace. And we have been searching for peace. We want immediate peace negotiations. But take a look. 7 times. 7 times. 7 times the Palestinians have said no. 7 times they had said no for them to have a Palestinian state. In 1937, they said no to the Peel Commission. In 1947, they said no to the UN partition I showed you before. In 1967, at Khartoum's meeting, they said no. At 2000, President Clinton was in front of Yasser Arafat. I have a friend who was there, physically there. I could tell Clinton is a tall man, and Arafat was seated down. And Clinton, who's he's a guy who knows how to control himself. He started shouting to Arafat, sign it, you're giving a country to your people. This is the opportunity, just sign it. You have the opportunity to bring a nation for your country, for your people. And Arafat said, no. In Taba in 2001, no. Olmert in 2008 offered everything, every possible thing. And the answer was no to a Palestinian state by Palestinians. And since 2012 till today, we try all the time to bring the Palestinians to the table, and they say no. They say no. 7 times no. We, the Jews, want much more a Palestinian state than themselves. Because they are not ready to give the other side of the land. They want to take over for the whole land. Take a look at all the symbology of each and every Palestinian organization. It has the whole map, including Israel. There's no one single textbook in Palestinian children, which describes that there exists a state of Israel. It's only Palestine. As if we were never there. As if there was never 70 years of the Jewish people there. So, my friends, we have a lot to do. This is me. If you want to contact me, it will take a while, but I will contact you back, okay? And this is my, okay, I'm sorry for those, all right? So if you want if you want to be in touch, guys, after this convention, after this meeting, just as you rised and sang and we enjoyed together, you have to rise for Israel. You have to rise for your own faith. You have to go and defend who you are. You cannot be kidnapped of your own faith by decision of the government. I'm not talking about the whole government, the whole thing. This is bad. I don't know about anything else. I don't know about South African politics. I'm talking about this. This is kidnapping your own rights. You want to pilgrimage to Israel. Am I right? You want to come and visit the land of Israel. So we need you saying to the government, we are going to be there. Thank you so much.